Did.
Okay, welcome everybody to the end of financial year webinar. My name's Katrina. I believe we've still got a few people logging in, but we'll start now. Okay. First of all, the agenda that we're going to cover today will be ordering your payment summaries, things you can do now, 8 key tips for a smooth end of financial year, and questions and answers. Okay, so let's get started. Ordering your payment summaries. What are your responsibilities? You must ensure that your payment summaries reflect accurate and complete employer, employee and payment information. Any grossed up reportable fringe benefits should have been sent through to us by the 20th of May. This year you must submit your payment summary order by Thursday the 7th of July. And your employees must receive a copy of their payment summary on or before the 14th of July. Okay, how can we help you fulfill your responsibilities? After April month end, you most likely received an interim year-end report. So these reports will have included information to help you balance your year-to-date data so far, along with the April month-end report. It will help you identify any discrepancies that you may need to make adjustments to. Please contact your consultant if you need any further clarification on these reports. How can we help you fulfill your responsibilities? So there are 3 easy steps to complete once your year-to-date is correct. Step 1, review your employer details report. Step 2, review the employee details report. And step 3, complete your order form and sign the employer details report and return to Aussiepay. Okay, so step 3, in the payment summaries process, you'll be able to choose for your payment summaries to be printed or to be available online for your employees if you use this facility. If you choose to have your payment summaries printed and your employees have access to employee self-service, they'll also receive a printed copy. But they can also see it online. So to ensure that you're not doubling up on production and also to save costs, if your employees have online access, there's no requirement for them to be printed as well. If you choose for your payment summaries to be distributed online, all terminated employees' payment summaries will be printed and sent either direct to their home addresses or to your office for distribution, depending on request. Okay, when do you need to submit your order? Once you have confirmed that you have run your final payroll for the year, you will receive reports, including the order form. Your payment summary should include any payrolls that have an accounting date between the 1st of July 2015 and the 30th of June 2016, inclusive. Any payment summaries that are received into employee bank accounts between the 1st of July 2015 and 30th of June 2016, inclusive. Grossed up reportable fringe benefits, reportable employer superannuation contributions, which we refer to as RESC. Some allowances and deductions may be required to appear separately to the gross pay. You may need to adjust your accounting date for your last payroll of the year to ensure that the accounting date falls in the same year that the payment is physically made. Your consultant will be on track with this and they may contact you just to confirm details. When do you need to submit your order? Do not place your payment summary order until you have checked and agree with the details in the year-end report. Some of these checks include year-to-date details. This is the payment summary rec report. Employee details, employer details, and a reportable employer super contribution report. If you've made any changes to information in the year-end reports, such as employer or employee, there's no need for you to request another copy of those reports. If there are any adjustments after your payment summaries have been produced, we may be able to organise changes for you. However, please note there will be additional charges. Okay. All changes or adjustments to employee or employer details should be submitted to Aussiepay no later than the 30th of June. Please ensure that your completed order form is received by Aussiepay on or before the 7th of July. The things you can do now. With one month to go, there are some things that you can start to work on to ensure a smooth end of financial year. So using your month-end and year-end reports that you may have received in April, provide grossed up reportable fringe benefits. Check that your employer details are up to date. Check that your employee details are up to date. Check that the RESC is correct. And complete an interim year-to-date reconciliation. The year-end reports and order forms are ready to go now. So for those of you that have completed all your payrolls for this financial year, speak to your consultant and we can organise now. Please ensure that you have provided your grossed up reportable fringe benefits. The FBT year ended in March. We requested that these be submitted to us prior to the 20th of May. So if you haven't got them in already, you need to get them to us now. They need to be provided to us in Excel format, including the following information: employee family name, employee given name, grossed up reportable fringe benefit amount. Just a handy hint, if the grossed up amount is less than 2,000, it's not required to be reported. It's just a sample of how we need it submitted to us. Okay, so checking your employer details report, you need to identify that the employer name is correct, the employer address is correct, the phone and fax numbers are correct, the ABN is right, payment summary signatory is correct, industry code. If there are any changes to this information, please notify your consultant. This is a sample of the report, the employer details report with all the information. Okay, employee details report. Another report you need to verify all information is correct. So it's crucial that this information is up to date as all the information is sent through to the ATO. Employee name, tax file number, address, start date, termination date, date of birth. Okay, just to note, all details excluding the start date will appear on the employee's payment summary. However, if your employee started after the 1st of July 2015, the start date will be used in the period of payment information. Okay, so to check that all the details are correct, your employees may be empowered to update their own addresses if they use our self-service function. It's a good idea to ask them now to log in and check that information before you start checking your report. Okay, so this is a sample of the report I'm referring to. You need to make sure start date, termination dates are correct. Check the tax file numbers. If it's a generic tax file number, you need to check your records or check with the employee and supply the right information to us. The address needs to be correct. Make sure that it doesn't contain any commas and that the state and postcode are on there. And also that it needs to be an Australian address. If your employee lives overseas, you can put care of your company address. If any information needs to be changed, again, please notify your consultant. Okay, check your RESC is correct. As part of your year-end processing, you'll need to check reportable employer super contributions. What is included in RESC? Salary sacrifice to super, a contribution that an employee has influenced. This will include some additional employer contributions, but not all. If you've got any questions, please contact your consultant. Complete year-to-date reconciliation. As part of your year-end processing, you'll need to reconcile your payment summary figures to your month-end payroll summary report, or maybe your general ledger. By reconciling these now, you'll be able to identify that there's no issues so far this year. If you do happen to find any issues, contact your consultant as soon as possible. There's still plenty of time between now and the 30th of June. We can make adjustments, giving you confidence that there'll be no delays with reconciliation at the end of the year. Okay, 8 tips for a smooth end of financial year. Number 1, start preparing and planning now. Planning now will help avoid any last-minute issues that could affect your ability to meet your legal obligations. Also help reduce your workload and the amount of stress that you'll experience over such a busy period. Number 2, educate your stakeholders. As a payroll administrator, you know you'll be busy over this financial year, but other stakeholders may not be aware of the work that you put in or the deadlines that you're legally obliged to meet. Let other departments know that you'll be busy over this period. Perhaps non-urgent work can wait until after the end of financial year. If you require other departments to be involved in your end of financial year process, let them know what you need and when you need it in advance. Don't forget to be clear with your employees as to when they will receive their payment summaries. This will prevent any unnecessary interruptions. Number 3, don't order your payment summaries too early. We'll produce your payment summaries within 5 business days. This means all payments must be in process through Aussiepay and be correct at the time you make your order. Remember, if there are any adjustments after your payment summaries have been produced, we'll be able to organise changes for you. However, this will incur additional charges. If you think that you may need an adjustment, please just speak to your consultant and they'll be able to help you. Number 4, don't rush through the ordering process. The payment summary ordering process is fairly self-explanatory and it includes some basic instructions and information to assist you along the way. Read these instructions carefully. Ensure that every question is completed and it will save you time later. Remember, we do make improvements to the payment summary ordering process every year, so you should read carefully even if you've ordered previously with us. Number 5, check your reports thoroughly. We provide you with several reports in the payment summary ordering process. These reports will let you identify your employee details, and payment figures. By ensuring these figures are correct, you'll reduce the likelihood of any problems or delays in the preparation of your payment summaries. A good idea to check that your allowances and deductions are being recorded correctly. By checking these reports, you'll reduce the risk that you'll need to amend any payment summaries later on. Number 6, reconciling your reports. Your month-end payroll summary report for June will show you the total payments for each pay code for the entire year. You should reconcile these figures back to your payment summary reconciliation report. It's important to check that these 2 reports reconcile because your payment summary production will be delayed if they don't reconcile. You were able to use your April month-end reports and the interim year-end reports that you received to reconcile now, as this will save you time later. Number 7, don't order your payment summaries too late. It takes time for us to produce your payment summaries, particularly if your month-end payroll summary and payment summary rec report don't balance. As the 14th of July falls on a Thursday this year, if you're planning on posting out payment summaries to your employees, they'll need to be posted no later than the 11th of July. This takes into account the 3-day Australia Post delivery time. Number 8, help us to help you. Over the end of financial year period, particularly between the 25th of June and the 15th of July, we will experience a significant increase in requests. Our priority over this period will be preparation of your payment summary. If you have any non-urgent requests that are able to wait until after this period, please still advise your consultant. They'll be able to provide you with an estimated completion date. Any questions? That concludes the end of our webinar. I can answer any general questions if there are any. Just be specific. Okay, it seems that we have a couple of questions that are very specific. We'll have a look at those questions and communicate to the relevant people that have asked that after the webinar. This video has also been recorded, so we will send you the link if you need to watch it again. Thank you.